I've seen a lot of these ice bucket movies for sport of ALS, and a lot of them's been pretty fun to watch. My feeling is that if it helps them raise money for ALS, I'm all for it. My story was a little bit different. I was having a more personal story about ALS. As a senior in high school, I got to be good friends with Tom Patrick. He we hang out a lot with some other guys, and we went on to dental school, and he moved to Davis, West Virginia when he became a dentist. He contracted ALS in the mid to late 90s, and he 2 or 3 years and he was gone. I have some stories to relate. I don't have a real serious side sometimes, but I can be, as I tried to be his friend and go up when I could have seen. Is that one time I was in his house, and he was in late stages of ALS, and his legs were hurting. He goes, well, some people think if you have ALS then you're just numb. It's not true. You can hurt, parts of your body hurts even though you can't move them. So he asked me to massage his feet and legs, and I did, and he said it helped. And then we did take some trips to Atlantic City. I drove him up there in his van, and we talked a lot during this time. And he told me about he didn't feel like he was a man anymore, that ALS has robbed his manhood because he's become a child to his wife, and he's just totally dependent on her, and that really hurt for him. And the third story is about I was at his house. He was probably halfway through his ALS at that time, and Tom had a young son, and I was getting ready to leave, and Tom asked his son to give me a hug. Of course, he ran up and he gave me a hug, and I hugged him, and I looked at Tom, and he turned his head and wiped his eyes. He couldn't, I didn't know why at the time, but I kind of figured out that he couldn't hug his child like that anymore. And well, I refused to. I didn't hug him in front of his son, in front of him anymore either. It was just too hard for me to do, and too much for him to bear, I think. So he was a great guy. He died late 90s, and I'm doing this for him, for you, Tom. Ah.